You're a candidate for Ward 4 for City Council. Why are you out here today?
Because two city councilors are declaring that we're not a sanctuary city. But if you go to school, kids go to school and they think that's a sanctuary. You go to a church, there's sanctuaries. You go in your bedroom and you sleep in your bed, that's a sanctuary. So although we're not a sanctuary city, we're a city of many sanctuaries. Every town and every city in America is a sanctuary.
Why are you holding this sign and why are you here?
Because we can't comply in advance to a band of thugs who kidnap our neighbors off the street. We can't let...
Why do you suppose there's such vocal opposition to the motion you want to file today?
Well, I can't speak to the thinking of the people who are out there
recording in progress
voicing their opposition, but what I can say is that on my Ward 5 City Council Facebook page, I posted up this post that says, "I report, you decide." And I said, this resolution, see below, where I pasted the exact words, simply affirms the long-standing status that Holyoke is not a sanctuary city. And I see no conflict with being both a law-abiding community and a warm and welcoming one. That's Holyoke in my mind. So in June of 2025, this resolution was filed by Councilor Jourdain and myself because, and I'm paraphrasing my own words a little bit now, in response to the list that was published in May by the government that had listed Holyoke with, I think, 11 other communities. And so we wanted to affirm that we were not a sanctuary city. Now, in October, we're taking it up 4 months after it was filed. Ideally, we would have been talking about it in June, but it is what it is. And in between May and now, Holyoke was taken off the list, which is a good thing. So now our goal is to be sure that we remain off the list. And because we're concerned about putting the roughly $10 million that we get at risk. And some communities in Massachusetts recently have actually been reported to have lost funding. That's an ad lib. I don't have that on my Facebook page. But I think I just saw an article on that like today. So now our goal is to stay off the list and not put the funding at risk. And then I list the resolution in full. But what I would like to emphasize is this is simply affirming what's been longstanding local law in Holyoke that is in agreement with the oath of office that we all took to abide by local, state, and federal laws. And it's an affirmation of that, nothing more, nothing less. And the other speculation of what the intention of it is, that it's trying to do one thing or another, is simply that. I think it's fostering unnecessary fear on the part of some of our citizens, and it's totally only about reaffirming what is, not changing anything. A newspaper reporter called me today and asked me about the concerns of people, and I said, we don't mention ICE at all. I said, we don't have enough police in Holyoke now to do traffic enforcement. I said, we're certainly not looking to ask them to do anything in addition to what we need them to do. That's about it.
Why do you suppose that there are people outside City Hall protesting the filing of this proposal by you and Councilor Vacon?
My personal opinion is I think there's a misunderstanding about what this resolution is going to do. This is just simply to have the city council make the same statement that the mayor had made, which is that we are not a sanctuary city. And we are simply reaffirming that we are not a sanctuary city. So I did want to point out that in late May, the Department of Homeland Security listed Holyoke as a sanctuary. city. And this is when Linda and I filed this resolution to get this misinformation corrected, because we are not a sanctuary city. And so good news is the Department of Justice subsequently removed us from the active list of sanctuary cities and is focused on Boston for now, and we need to stay off of that list. So as I stated, Mayor Garcia had publicly stated that we are not a sanctuary city, and we agree, and we want the city council to do the same. So we need to speak clearly, follow the local, state, and federal law, and we cannot risk the nearly $10 million of federal funding that sanctuary policies would jeopardize. How would we make up that $10 million? Massive tax increases and fee increases, layoffs to key positions. That is just unacceptable, and we cannot do that to the people of Holyoke. Speaking clearly on important issues like this is another reason that I was endorsed by the Holyoke police unions, because I speak clearly on these type of important issues. And in closing, I would also say that we've never been a sanctuary city. We never should be portrayed as one. Years ago, when this issue came up before, the council passed an ordinance stating that we are not a sanctuary city, and the city follows the law. So this resolution just simply reaffirms what that ordinance that we passed in 2017 said. There's nothing new happening here. It's really quite as simple as that. So thank you very